I like him. He has one of the greatest discographies of all time, especially in this decade. But like when this nigga bop boom bop bop bop, y'all.
No, I saw a reel, and it was a little girl, and she was like, "I want to hear Biddy Bop Bop Boom Bop," and the parents kept going through the songs, not knowing what was going on. They started playing the song. She was like, because every time she was like, and then Bing Bop Bop Boom Boom. She's like, yeah. That shit took over the culture.
Bop boom bop bop bam boom bop. I don't know. I mean, I like Kendrick and all, but
so this say show comments on stage. What that mean?
I don't know.
Oh no, that's that.
Just direct. That's director.
There was something else that changed. Hold on.
Yeah, it looked like I don't know.
I may be tripping. I may be tripping. Wait, now you said you had a question that you was going to ask.
All right, so, and this is so shout out. I'm glad Kofi's here.
Peace.
Cal, who would you say is on your fresh nigga Mount Rushmore?
Damn. Grand Poobah.
Yes. He's on mine. That's one of mine.
Grand Poobah's definitely got a spot.
Yes.
I feel like it was.
Ain't no Tommy without him. Ain't no Tommy without him.
Like 90? 91? Whatever that particular run was, especially was getting fly with Mary with the Nautica suits and the Columbia rain slicker. That shit was always ill to me. Shit. Fly niggas.
My nigga. Shout out to
my nigga. We got Grand Poobah. Shit. I may reference a lot of rap niggas, but
oh yeah, mine's is gonna be rap guys. I'll go with just to throw one in, because Grand Poobah's on mine, but also Mr. Corey Woods, aka Shalal Raekwon, the chef.
Raekwon.
Like cover to cover, like 20 years ago, I'm sorry, 35 years ago, Snow Beach, till if you walk, whatever he had on online today was fresh.
Yeah, he always stays fresh too. I was debating the Raekwon. That's because you mentioned that Snow Beach. Like people know the Snow Beach because of him.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I think it's
100%.
just that one video, or maybe like the one. It's a video and like a photo or something. But yeah, that's why them Snow Beach is like $1 gajillion no matter where you try and cop them.
That's a fact.
Damn. I love and hate being put on the spot. Who else on the Rushmore?
Fresh. Who was it? Because all right, so the word I don't use fresh. I use fresh as kind of a term that everybody would get. Right. I would say shorty slick. Everything yo got on be slick.
Yeah. The whole shit put together.
Yeah, Kofi say Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
I like Kane. I wouldn't put him on because it was a lot of suits and shirtless suits.
Right. And I don't know when Kane's not doing that. I don't know if it's the same. No shade, but
yeah, I would.
Jack's Pack is a Slick Rick.
Pharrell is a good one.
Pharrell's a very good one. Biggie.
So it's funny. We was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last summer, and we came across the Big display, and Big had some crispy white. It was like the leather, the red leather, I believe, and the and some jeans, and the kicks was white airs with the gum sole, which I was wearing at the time. I had them on.
Oh, wow.
I was looking at the, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Was there Biggie wore sneakers a lot?
I don't. Ones and Tim's.
I feel like there may be mad photos with him with the Timbs on.
And because he, you know, I'll just say Main Man had him in a lot of suits and crushed linen and
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, with diamonds in them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's a good point. It was a shiny suit air, if you will. Shout out Doris. Shout out Mimi. Lurking in the ether.
Nigga. Why, if you like, so Jersey niggas, not New Jersey, but niggas with jerseys, Specifically Fife Dog and Fab.
I'm putting Fife on mine. I do when I over the pandemic, when I really reevaluated, like not reevaluated, but like tried to figure out what the fuck are you doing? What is this closet? What's going on here? And I realized what my style was, and I would go back and see the Can I Kick It video or Check the Rhyme, shit like that. And it's a lot of the how many different sports ball caps you got, what's the new flavor jersey you got on, and it was something about the way Fife, and it's not just because he had the Devils jersey, it was something about the way Fife, Fife is probably number 2 on mine. Shout out Robert Brown, find us on a random scroll.
That technically makes him Bobby Brown, by the way. That technically makes him.
Peace to Bobby Brown.
Shout out to you rocking with it. Is your prerogative, my guy.
You always gotta spin, fam. Always gotta spin.
Yeah, I mean, it just it's how I relate things. So it's funny. So you say
Capadonna.
I feel like it's almost the same, but Ghost Be Fresh. Listen, I love a pair of Wiley's right now. Like,
yeah, I've been thinking about grabbing a pair.
Them goddamn blue Wiley's was a staple in my wardrobe this cold season.
I haven't had a pair in a minute. Yeah. Those are good. I was looking online. I was trying to do some decent price because people go on eBay and sell they use, but like the bottoms at a certain point. What are you even doing? There's no reason for you to be giving trying to sell that to somebody else. It looked like the street.
Look just like the streets, baby.
Corey said he's the Capadonna of Black Rasslin.
Outstanding. That's pretty good. That's very good. That's very good.
That makes sense. I can see it.
Check for a nigga.
You're not driving a taxi. He was a cab driver or something. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but
he was hacking here. So it wasn't even an actual taxi. He was just hacking, which is so like you nigga on board. You see a nigga like this in the middle of the street.
Yeah. You need a ride?
You looking for a hack?
I did that once when we moved out here. The nigga drove the wrong way down the wrong way street. I'm saying, oh yeah, nah, I don't care.
What?
Thank you for getting us to our spot with the groceries, brother. But this was not worth that. It was not worth that at all.
What? It was a gypsy cab driver?
It was just a dude with a fucking Lincoln. I'm sorry, you two. It was a dude with a Lincoln Continental or something. He just had a big ass car.
Cadillac.
Yeah, he just happened to say, "Hey, you want to ride? You need a ride?"
Wow.
All right, so
pre Uber.
This is what up, Vaughn? Vaughn has a very good conversation, right? Is because this is in our bag, the equivalency, right? Who's the who of Wu-Tang? Like who's who? I think I know.
The Wu-Tang members of BRP. Who am I?
I had to go RZA, right? I'll go RZA.
It probably makes sense.
Who's RZA? Who's
RZA? RZA was the.
Was it you? Is you or is fam?
Me.
Okay.
That's what you're saying, right, fam?
Yeah.
RZA.
Cal's RZA. That's easy.
Okay.
Kizza.
Yeah, that was So the tough one is Mimi, because I want to say Tequila, right? Just to keep it.
Shout out to Keitha though. Nah, cause she be hitting them notes, yo. She be hitting them notes for real though. Those are very.
I 100% agree with this.
Yeah, I was gonna say your cousin's probably Method Man. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
ODDM is hilarious.
That may be the name of the episode. Who's Mimi? Come on. Is Mimi?
That's the one thing I didn't like. They never had a woman on their squad.
Tequila was in Wu-Tang.
They had
what was Shorty name?
Blue Raspberry.
Blue Raspberry.
There was a couple of women that would sing consistently within the air. Did they ever have like?
They didn't have an MC.
I was gonna say, did they ever have a woman
Massive
like
Man.
feature or anything? Massive Man's funny.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and check. I think all of the women who've done features have been singing.
Singers. Yeah.
Actually, speak of
there go Math
the
Man right there.
Tomorrow, Math. Quick question. First off, good to see you. How you doing? Hope you well. Wu-Tang. Do you recall a Wu-Tang song that had a woman rapping on it ever?
No.
It's all you can only think of singers.
Yeah. There was only features.
But it was always homegirl.
But see, this is
Blue Raspberry.
This is the thing about because a rap crew is usually like a crew of niggas that already hung out a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But they didn't hang out with no chicks.
No. Not when they was in they cipher, not when they was in they cipher. Go watch the show. They hung out with women, but then when it was time to go to the studio, it was 9 niggas and weed.
9 niggas and weed. Yeah, that's how. Like, listen, those. You seen them hats a Wu-Tang hat on? They didn't have a goddamn. They had the pyramid cipher hats on.
Yeah, and you remember them early videos, and niggas had the swords for real.
There you go. ODDM.
Hey, more you.
What happened?
Merlin.
So, we just had the conversation of if outstanding. That's great. That's great. We just had the conversation is that if Wu-Tang members, if we were Wu-Tang members, who would be who?
Well,
so
Kyle is RZA.
Yeah, that was the layup. The two layups, the layup for me, the two layups was Cal is RZA and Cuz is Meth.
That means Fam is Raekwon.
He be chefing it.
And I mean, hey, we just was having a whole fresh conversation earlier. I mean, who you smell good? You know what I mean? Polo down. You know what I mean, like
crazy.
It's
cause holding.
They said you ODB.
ODDM.
ODDM is funny.
DDM is hilarious.
Who's Mimi?
I guess that's right. I'm not the biggest Wu-Tang fan, so.
At all? You haven't listened to any Wu-Tang?
I mean, about atomically, something philosophy.
You listen to that, or that's a Wu-Tang lyric?
Everybody just kept singing it over and over and over again.
Got you. That's a great verse though.
You got the double CD, yo. You got the double CD. I'm like, no, my mother won't buy it.
I was at the midnight release for that joint.
I went and got it like 2 days later at Record Exchange in Princeton. I had to have it. I had to put it in the computer at school and everything.
Nobody beats this.
Nobody beats
No, that was
this.
1997. What was it? That came out in 97, right?
That was 97,
It was 1997.
Yeah.
I was sneaking listening to hardcore, Il Nana, Queen Pen, because she had the cigarette box tape. And I thought
shout out to Buff.
Black Street.
Anything Teddy Riley is a win.
Destiny Child first album came out that year. I bought that because I like no.
And Black Street was a good time.
Cuz
check your text message.
Mimi, you may be the jizzer. You may be the genius.
Genius.
The genius.
Mike and I damage you.
Genius. Genius. RZA had the deal first, or was it the genius?
Wow. Genius had the deal first.
Genius had the deal first. Genius had been in the game.
Oh my God. Jesus.
I wasn't a Wu-Tang person. I was a bad boy, Def Jam kind of person.
Oh my God.
I feel like you were a type of person. Like you had your No Limit people.
Mm-hmm.
And from Maryland, we did listen to make him say, then capitalize and monopolize on everything. We see keep up the Jordynne car. We got our enemies out. We can be stopped.
Wait. You can give me all of that, but you give me Rocket's a bomb atomically.
I'm sorry.
Shout out Mia X.
Yeah, shout out to Mia X.
Mhm.
We listen to
Yeah,
I listened to whatever was on BET. That was the thing. I knew those records because they had videos and they played them all the time. But when I was in my cipher, it was Mobb Deep.
Goddamn right.
Matt been disgusted for like 2 weeks.
With these niggas, yes.
2 weeks.
This
With us, yes.
Not me.
With the Wu-Tang Clan, Math has been disgusted.
God damn.
Disgusted.
I think this is the worst it's ever been.
God damn. If I ain't
Disgusted.
They're hot boys.
I'm just taking dollars to flush dropping dollars straight in the toilet.
It's a bad time of
The
year.
hot boys at? Where they at? Right here. Over there.
Labor Day, this stuff happening during Labor Day weekend wasn't.
Fuck them up and
Everything was bad.
Fuck them up.
But I said it on the show. I said, hey, make sure you get your shit in.
Yeah, my lip. No lip.
I said it on. I said that shit on TV.
Don't need it.
You have
Somebody
the big
watch on
bank.
TV.
You got the big bank. Yes, come on, Pete.
No, niggas, soldiers, hustlers, and comrades.
We was on the show.
Right, he's just jamming. just jamming.
What is that?
Yo, if you meet DDM in real life, that's really him. Like, he randomly breaks out in song.
Yes,
That is a part of his, like,
that's the
his
ODB.
personality. It's
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
yeah.
I like that though. Like real talk. Like, you know, like that's iconic. You're talking 96, 97. Our mama, Miss Ivana, usually rock the product. Sometimes Gabbana, sticky for your cream and with Josh and go boy. Then we won't put Diane and all of them.
yeah, I couldn't sing along with Lil Kim in public.
Yeah, no.
It was that bitch.
Imagine the
bitch.
nigga just be like, yeah, make the coke can disappear in my mouth. What? Nigga?
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I don't think
I can't sing that lyric.
Really hot. Like, yo, I can't believe No Limit was the thing. Then Mystical had his verse at the end. Oh, baby, like we could never learn his voice. His
Right.
know how to do
Like
it.
gibberish.
I think look, he was the best part of every song, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
or
remember?
like, make him say, everybody used to get mad when he cut his verse off on that song.
Yeah.
That's how the DJs play now. The DJ now they play
Underrated
the first verse and a hook.
Underrated No Limit song. Is as crazy as it sounds, is Bout It.
Oh yeah, Bout It was a hood classic in Baltimore.
That joint, the movie, but then the joint, you just play the record. Just
Yup,
represent.
it was No
Where the
Limit.
killers at Third World Khalil Project got our own war.
What's up?
His joint too.
Minnesota.
When Nan came out,
Mr.
remember when
Brown,
Nan came out? Everybody thought Trina was fat. I thought she was fat because of how she said, "You know, Nan,
It's bad.
not bad."
Yes, she was.
Best friends, girl, you know that. Then Chicken like, you know, man, no more pump, no bitty meat, bitch. Like, I'm like,
Boy, the way I used to lean into that when that nigga said that.
you know
Come
that.
in here, smell like bunking cigarettes, nigga. Yo, so I got a homeboy. When that stuff was out, my hanging partner, nigga, the best man in my wedding. Shout out Junior, nigga. He from Florida, nigga. When I tell you, Trick Daddy Dollars was getting spun in the ride.
Wait, you can't say that in 2025 anymore, cuz.
Getting spun in the rock is spun. You know that means the girls is on. You know,
What
you
happened?
can't spun now. That means the girls in the clouds.
Because they
Oh, I
spin the
didn't-
block.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't speak that. My apologies.
Spun in the ride is crazy.
I don't know nothing about that.
He was with Walter White now.
Really? I don't know. I don't get how.
I know you ain't know, bro. Like that. That's you know you. But I'm just saying. But, you know,
Pardon me. I'm just an L7 trying to get to heaven. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
man.
James Mackey.
Hypnotize Nine, 3-6 Mafia Hypnotizer. Who run it? These witches ain't running. Shit the charm out, cause the first hater stuck the first hater getting tossed out. Then chicken here, yeah, you like my outfit. Don't even I thought you said you had a girl on a light bill, always in my face, talking this and that. Girl, I had to buy some rims for the Cadillac. You got paid, but your gas tank is on me. You stop saying I ain't got no decent shoes.
I'm offended.
Shut up, Meek. Shut up, Meek.
She is one of the most underrated female rappers from the South. When Hypnotized Camp was on their run, she was on Here. She was on Is My Baby Mama. You know, like what?
Sir,
you just stop. You gotta stop peeking them.
Nigga said y'all old. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, very. Yeah, very.
you just got here.
He did just get here. He said,
Nah, that ain't
yeah.
the same. That's a different James, ain't it?
No, James said
He just got here.
he said the first time I called alive. Piece of James.
Oh, okay.
Damn,
Yeah,
James.
he just got here.
Left
Hey, listen.
eye.
The easily the most underrated down south MC all time. Daddy Fat Sax.
Mm.
Oh,
Big
Big
Boy
Boi?
from Outkast.
You
Just
think he
because
underrated?
super underrated. Nobody talks about him. Everybody talks about Dre.
Yeah.
Niggas disrespect Big Boy every day, B.
I don't think he gets the props he deserves, but I damn sure don't think they disrespect him, no cause.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's $50 million.
I be hearing niggas use Big Boy like wrestling fans use Janetti.
Well, that's what he is, though, and that's no shit.
Wait,
Somebody's going to be Jeff Hardy, and somebody's going to be mad.
No.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Here's
No.
the problem with that analogy is, do you remember the Janetti solo run?
I don't think that.
Yeah.
I don't look at
When you move is goddamn.
I don't think I'm in the minority that thinks that Outkast is more of the Road Warriors than the Rockers.
I would agree. I would agree.
Like, yo,
I would go Doom though. I would go Doom, not the Road Warriors.
No, I
They ain't
mean,
like niggas.
for sure. I don't.
Is it Doom?
Now, that's a good question. Sean Trans, shout out to you, our AEW resident.
My man.
Outcast kind of as much as y'all love.
What did you like? I like, personally, I ain't gonna lie, when Speaker Box the Love Below. See, here's how albums age over time. I'm clocked in the night, y'all. Here's how albums age over time. When Speaker Box the Love Below first came out, I'll never forget it because I went to Sam Goody. I bought the double disc. And I remember this girl got a note on the bus stop while I was opening it up.
But you ain't get Wu-Tang.
No, I got Speaker Box the Love Below. I was that. I mean, look at me. I got a full set on. Who do you think I'm buying first? Outkast the fucking Wu-Tang. Let's be real here, okay?
You see this set?
And I see it, and it's giving Wu-Tang. No shame. But
I'm sorry.
When I bought Speaker Box the Love Below, here's the beauty in how albums age. Because at the time, what Andre was doing was so underrepresented. When that album came out, it felt magical. And I listened to that first and I felt transported. That damn Prototype, Happy Valentine's Day, She's Alive, Our Boy is raised. Happy Valentine's Day. That damn, hey, my baby don't matter.
Every day's the 14th.
Hold on. Oh, wait.
Like, doing that, right? But when I listen to, I'm not gonna lie, I put in Big Boi CD first. Let me rephrase that stuff. I put it in first because I knew I was gonna skip through it. So I listened to it because if you remember when that album dropped, I Like the Way You Move was really the lead, and that was when in Black Radio they were still going to need Black Radio first, and then AI got pushed, and it just took off, right? Big Boi's album now revisiting it with a better ear, with a more seasoned ear and a more vivacious musical palette, I appreciate that album more because I hear being an artist myself and understanding the nuances in it. I'm like, this was really good. But sometimes what we forget about pop culture and entertainment is sometimes people have a happening around them. And when a happening happens, you can't really out-talent that. You can be the most nice MC, but if you ain't got the juice or the aura, let's think about it right now, right? Let's use this example. Rhea Ripley is not the best technical wrestler. She's not bad at all, but she's not that girl in the ring, right? She's great, but she ain't that girl. But she got so much aura, we don't really give a shit about that. Right? We're not looking at her for that. And that's how I looked at Outkast at that time. It was Andre was giving us something fresh. He was giving us something vivacious. And for the hip hop generation, it was magic. Big Boi was giving us an elevated hip hop project. And at the time, for kids like me who had not seen us represented the way that Andre 3000 was given, it was something new. And then not for nothing, Andre 3000 wrote records that called Caroline, that crossed over. And the whole...
Oh my gosh, we got a band. I'm ready ban goddamn Greg out the chat.
What do you say?
What's wrong with Greg? Greg, that's the wild... I've heard you say some wild things.
Hold on.
Okay. Oh my
Hold
God.
on. I'm going to rock with G because that got on here, did this whole soliloquy of some fucking Outkast, but told me he ain't listening to Wu-Tang.
Oh,
Yeah. He can't bomb atomically.
I will say this.
None of the words to try it.
Here's the thing. Hold on, fam, because I got to address this real quick. Here's the thing. It is not my
You're
fault.
fucked up, Greg.
You letting your people the way that you needed to get the point across of why they was the shit. It's not my fault that I wrote a love letter to Outkast and executed it in a way that gave life. You love Wu-Tang, you need to execute why Wu-Tang was that girl. I know they that girl, but they wasn't that girl to me.
Oh no, I mean you're talking about the best branded group in hip hop. But I will ask this question: in 1993, brother Dapper Dan Midas, what was your age in 1993?
In 1993, I was in the third grade. I was 8 or 9 years old.
So this is funny because I just said this about EPMD. I recognize the greatness of EPMD, but I don't like that. Ain't my go-to.
I love EPMD.
Speaking of go-to, I got something else to go to. I love y'all. Y'all be good. Everybody in the chat, not this chat, the other chat.
Oh, chat.
Y'all serious?
Damn, he said niggas ain't ready. He said niggas is not ready. Peace, peace, peace. Damn,
ready.
All that and Greg said I didn't mean it.
No, I ain't mean it. You knew that.
All that and Greg said I don't mean it.
You knew that was we knew that was like, come on. In 93,
Caroline.
Yeah, man.
93, I was 12. I was probably right inside the you need to know about Wu-Tang demographic.
Oh yeah. I was
Because them niggas was Method Man.
I'm okay.
He got gold teeth. He got his own office.
He got gold teeth and this record.
Clouded eyes.
My mama was taking me back and forth to school at the time. That shit was on the radio all the time.
My mama bought me. She bought me into the 36 Chambers because you couldn't go in Sam Goody and buy that shit.
Yeah, you wasn't allowed to.
You wasn't old enough.
You're not allowed to.
I do remember seeing the Wu-Tang posters. When I was living on Liberty Heights in Baltimore, when I was I grew up in Northwest Baltimore, and I remember this was during the era of mom and pop record stores. They still existed. Like music was a commodity during that time. So, I remember seeing the Into the 36 Chambers posters, but it didn't resonate with me. 93, I was listening to Salt and Pepper Shoot. Because that was what was accessible.
So was we.
Salt and Pepper's here.
We was listening to that too. That's crazy.
My mother didn't allow me to listen to heathen music. Okay,
Worldly.
worldly. Yes,
My
mother was not taking me, in no shade to mom, because she's a beautiful lady, but I wasn't getting taken into Sam Goodies to buy filth with explicit.
I'm gonna call my mother and tell her about you. My mother is 19 years older than I am.
So it's a difference.
So by the time that Wu-Tang came out, she was still salt.
Yeah.
Still doing that too.
And see, my mother is almost 30 years older than me. So it's when my mother was in there talking about every day, like special way. So by the time hip hop hit, she was like, "What is this?" I'll never forget. She found the Lil Kim hardcore CD that I had borrowed from somebody at school, and I hid it under my pillow. And I came home. And she was waiting for me on the couch. She was like, "What is this filth you got in my house?" I was like, "Oh my God, that's not mine. It's not yours, and you're gonna pay for it."
And you know that cover? That cover was so like that cover, like like you couldn't lie on what was on that cover.
Yeah.
Kofi said I had that poster in college. I remember that poster was everywhere. Everywhere.
Nasty.
He was yeah.
And I'm about to get a little explicit. Like when you hear the word fat.
Fat what?
Fat.
That's the poster you think about.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know if I can I put that up on YouTube? I don't know if I've seen the image up on YouTube on the video.
Might be able to pull the Google image up.
It's an album cover.
Yeah, but hey, yes, all right, little fuck around and get hardcore.
Yeah, I got in trouble. My mother was like, "Now get out of my house." I was like, "Okay, yes, ma'am." I had to clean up and do chores to pay back. That's CDs back then was $20. I had to. I worked hard for that $20 to give my friend. But my mother gave it to me to take to school right away. But I had to work that off.
There you go, right there.
Mm-hmm.
No, get a good. Yeah.
Got a dick till he bust. Shit, I know I won't. Niggas come too fast for me. A waste of a good. Woo, if you ask me. Come on, Cam.
Come on, Cam.
That's
not playing.
Wait, so I remember when Nicki Minaj.
I remember that too. She was down here at that time.
I didn't remember this.
And I love Onika, but I didn't like hers because it looked so raunchy. Kim's was like, what Kim's is? Kim's is the classy porno that you pay $40 for, that you see
Playboy.
Playboy. This one is just booty talk 69. It's just raunchy. It is what's them production people? West Coast Productions. That's what that is.
Yeah.
And I love Onika to death. That's giving straight up West Coast Productions. And she didn't stick her stomach in either. Kim's stomach looked flat on there and everything. And she got the lollipop, her tongue all out. It just looks like she just is.
Oh, it looks wonderful. I don't care which picture it is.
Let me call my friend.
Mr. D said Booty Talk 69 is a classic. I don't know. Shout out Booty Talk.
Yeah, girl. Put it up. Look at Wesley Pipes. Yeah, girl.
Sir.
Stop.
Wesley Pipes.
Remember Wesley Pipes?
Me.
I don't know who that is.
Oh no!
Oh, never mind, Mimi. All right, after dark.
That's a Blafty's conversation for your ass. That's a matter of fact. when we get to the point of the conversation where Wesley Pipes is spoken about at 9:09, it is time.
Look at her glasses.
All steamy.
It's in her glasses. No.
Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to another action-packed card of All-Star Wrestling.
Damn, you know it's going to be a crazy night when our legal representation said this is Black Rasslin tonight. Welcome back to the Black Rasslin Podcast. If you've been rocking with us for the last 35 minutes, so you know that clearly God is still working on us. As always, it's your boy Cal. Hold up. I gotta do this? I gotta do this. I mean, on my own. Hold up.
Rasslin is crazy.
Black Rasslin is crazy. It's your boy Cal. I ain't got no title. I just got my squad and a boatload of wrestling to talk about. You saw the squad, as always. Miss Mimi. Say what's good to the people, yo.
I can love you better than she can.
Mimi J. Blige.
Once I told you.
I thought that would have came in on that one.
Speaking of that, brother DDM, ODDM.
If I told you once, I told you twice. TV, go to booty like a groupie for more ice. Karma truck ice, hit the bonus like Nabuche. In love with you since the days that you say. Now I watch you play Columbo, Picasso. Colossal turn your captains and bottles. Who you loving? Who you want to be? Ripping on the Jayne Fonda. Physical fitness.
Maybe Blige be my witness.
I lie for you. Ride for you, Ruger about a thigh for you, right hand high for you. I'm in heaven there. Killians, burying, billions, millions. In the Samaritan, in the Sheraton, packing dog peas and remies. You never have again. Who gonna love you like I do? Huh? What? Like I do? What? Nobody. Never Black.
Feel the way I do.
Look at work said we get
demonetized like shit for this. We are getting demonetized.
We are all one tonight. So
For real. Brother Matthew.
I ain't the whole thing. I just said fuck it, y'all.
How you gonna come behind that?
We losing more. Right. Just said fuck it. Just lose the money today.
Facts. Y'all got it this week. Peace. And this the champ. This the champ for real.
The champ is here.
Always. Don't worry. They'll know some.
Is this how BRP is going to be next year in Vegas?
No,
I don't think so.
Ain't no next year.
I will be right here.
Ain't no next year.
I will be right here.
We won't be there.
No.
Where's the belt? That's a good question. Where's the belt?
Hey, Merlin.
Oh, it's at the pop. Oh,
he got it.
Oh, you got it.
No, I don't.
That's some other shit. Look how little that shit is.
Yo, don't ever say that to another man.
Look how little that shit is.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
I had a little before. I had a pencil before.
Yeah. All right.
I did. I was mad. I was so mad. Story time. So it was this guy. It was this guy that I really, really liked him. He was Haitian.
Okay.
He was established. Like I really liked him.
I hope you don't watch this.
But every time,
oh man,
like we were both attracted to each other. We had mutual friends, but it was just never the time. Like every time we would be in the vicinity of each other, we always had somebody. Until it was that one time.
That one time.
We didn't have nobody. And I was thoroughly disappointed. He wined
the penny out on you.
He wined and dined me and took out the number 2 pencil. And I was like,
Mimi was like,
I was like, I mean, I guess. If he wasn't a romantic, oh God. And so I had to muster myself. So I was like, okay, I have to get used to this, right? Because I can't be this shallow. And he decided to go back to his girlfriend.
Wait, that's a double entendre.
And then he decided to go back to his girlfriend that took a metal aluminum bat to his chest. And I said, okay.
You
like crazy. Yeah, I didn't bust him in the chest. His ex busted him in the chest, and then he went back to the ex who busted him in the chest.
Absolutely not. You hit me with a bad girl. We both going to jail.
Right.
Right. You going to jail. You going to jail for assault, and I'm going to jail for assault. We both going to be in jail for assault. You ain't hit me in my chest and aluminum bat. She didn't kill him.
I'm
You could have killed him. Yep.
I'm assuming you haven't spoken to Tootie.
Nope.
In a long time.
In a very long time, I haven't spoke to Tootie.
Damn
you
it.
Take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and now you have.
The facts of life. The facts of life. There's a time you gotta grow, so you're growing now. You know about the facts of life. Facts of life. When the world never, whatever.
You got to slow down your tempo, like okay, good.
Turn the lights up.
Turn the lights off.
Run the lights up.
Yeah, run the lights up. Turn the lights off is crazy. Turn the lights off is crazy.
Wait, what?
Turn
the lights off.
Is the name of this episode Tootie?
Number Tootie.
Oh my God.
I couldn't find the "Can you lend a nigga a pencil" a clip. That was gonna be what. Anyway.
God bless little homie.
So Jesus Christ. Hold up, actually I do have a appropriate clip for that, don't I? Jesus Christ! To the whole conversation. To the entire number Tootie is the episode title.
Number Tootie.
Piece of bad liquor drinking Jermaine. Number Tootie's great. That's fucking hilarious. Nah, it's when we were heading into Raw, I was like, yo, we're just gonna be spending this whole episode, and we're gonna be talking about at least a little bit of what happened this Memorial Day weekend, because there was a lot of it. I totally forgot that there was a TNA. TNA had an Under Siege show.
Oh wow!
Friday night. I didn't watch any of it.
Okay.
I didn't see any of it. But I guess it makes sense to start briefly with Saturday Night SmackDown, which I heard almost pulled like 2 million viewers. They said it was the best viewed Saturday Night's main event since they've returned.
Really?
It's John Cena. I mean, I don't know how much Logan Paul puts into that, but they did it. CM Punk and the Seth and the Sammy and all that. Like there's a cage match on the show. Like
the name recognition alone validates that 2 million. Also, too, they are on network TV, not just cable network TV, but you're on NBC at the 8 o'clock hour. Also, too, that's Memorial Day weekend, and it was inclement weather in certain places.
Right.
And it wasn't as hot outside, so people weren't really out
Right.
like that because it was cooler temps, at least
Right.
here on the Eastern Seaboard.
Yeah.
So that 2 million, it tracks. It makes sense. Was
Makes
the show good? Okay, girl, whatever. But
was anything good about that show?
no.
Nothing.
I don't remember it so clearly.
Jesse Ventura rocking the Malcolm X hat and tassel jacket he had from 90, whenever the movie came out. He wore, there's a picture of him. Do I have it?
Yeah.
There's a picture of him standing next to Jim Ross with that shit on it, like 91.
Oh
He
wow.
look good though. I mean, I like Jesse Ventura. No shade. Jesse Ventura, he cool with me.
Mhm.
The best thing that he did, I liked how pissed he was at Damian Priest.
Damian Priest.
He hated that. He walked out.
Yeah.
How do you just walk out? Which
Well,
I mean,
I hated that match in general.
I was over it.
Yeah, I was watching Mimi and Eat Crabs. That should tell you how this shit up was.
who all got together? Because I know it was V was down there as well, right?
V was
Yeah,
down there.
Lip Gloss and Ladders, Gabby and Reese.
Mhm.
Shout out.
Yeah. But Saturday night's main event next.
Is Chelsea Green okay? I saw that she legit
She
broke,
broke her
nose.
nose, but Mother Green will be fine.
Yep.
That's Alina.
Yeah. She botched that 619.
That was bad.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was real
bad.
bad. I was like, girl, don't be girl.
Hmm.
I'm gonna need you to leave it alone. You need to work on a finisher that's unique to you.
Mhm.
Because you done got everything that you're gonna get out of that LWO niche. You got a belt now. You need to really start leaning in on your characters, Alina, and really making the most of what you got with this belt. I know they don't let you talk like that, but get rid of that wig because it's some damn mess. And really start leaning into that character. But Saturday night's main event. Shout out to 2 million viewers. Next.
Yeah. What was next? Next was Battleground.
Absolutely. Now we have a wrestling show. So about Battleground. Miss Battleground.
Sir.
I like that show.
Miss Battleground understood what she was there for.
Mhm.
She clocked in for work. That's Soul Ruka and Miss Kalani Jordan.
That's good.
Miss Soul Ruka is coming into her own, honey.
Mhm.
Miss Soul Ruka, come on, bitch.
Area
I'm here
athlete.
for it.
Yeah, for real.
I'm here for it. Miss Ruka and Miss Jordynne had a little straight backs. It was giving straight back, and I was here for it. I'm like, all right, Kalani, you better get an edge. It's giving straight back, and I was
Yep.
here. Okay, that match, the girls ate it up. It was giving yum yum yum. Okay, I was here for it. They gave them time.
Mhm.
Soul has really she is really learning who she is. I like this change for Miss Jordynne.
Mhm. Mhm.
It gave what it needed to give. My star piece, Tony D'Angelo, who I think is really underrated. It's so good. I love the story with him and the family. Tony D'Angelo is a great in-ring talent too. I think he has all of the pieces. I know I see this every week. I know the character is a little gimmicky, but he's working to make that character as tangible as possible. And the storyline with him and the family is absolutely great. The Oba match was great. I have no notes. Jordynne Grace lost, but now knowing what we know now about some of the rumors, okay.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Wait, I think Miss Battleground, no shade,
Well,
no Sade, was the wrestling show of the weekend.
Mhm.
it was definitely it was one of the it had one of the more notable moments on it. I mean, that was the show where Trick won the TNA World Championship, and I mean,
Let's talk about it.
he's in rare air. I think when it comes to people who also held the NXT Championship, it's Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, Drew McIntyre, Nick Nemeth, and Trick Williams. That's it. So I mean, it's TrickNA at this point. He's they or I don't know what happened on the show. That TrickNA. I knew it was Trina TNA when she was the Knockouts champion over there. TrickNA makes sense to me, but I've not seen what happened on Impact yet tonight. But they were already advertising that he was on the show, and he's got Mike Santana. Well, Mike Santana was he cut a vignette. He was backstage at Battleground.
My baby father cut a vignette.
he cut a little promo backstage talking about he had his eyes on whoever was going to be winning that title match, and show enough on Tuesday he emerged to.
Oh, you mean my baby father showed out and said, WWE, y'all need to sign me. I need to be, my baby father did what needed to be done. Let's talk about Mr. Santana, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Santana, I don't know if this was the segue, but since you brought my baby father, since you want to put my baby father's name in your mouth. Okay?
I mean, I'll just mention that he was there.
You had brought him up.
Yeah,
and so I felt compelled. My baby father understood the assignment on NXT Tuesday. Okay,
right.
He got tricked.
How the hell did we get to Tuesday?
The problem is, and we're gonna be honest.
Okay.
Because Saturday night's main event was meh, and I'm not saying Raw was meh, but like
we didn't even talk about the fucking the main event.
Okay, well, go ahead and speak. What? The floor is yours.
The main event.
I yield my time.
I yield.
A Battleground Tampa. Do you want to mention?
Go ahead.
You main event? You talking about Saturday night's main event?
Yes.
You had something else you had to say about Saturday night's main event?
No, all I was saying was we ain't even we skipped that part completely.
I think we sped run. Well, we sped run through it because I mean, what was on that show?
Right.
Ron Cena.
The main event.
What was the main event again?
Jey Uso. Jey Uso beat Logan Paul in the main event.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And then John Cena came out and attacked him. And then Codeland Rhodes came out and they said, let's make it a tag team match at Money in the Bank, boy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right.
I think the problem is that legit means there's no men's world championship match on Money in the Bank, which is not this Saturday, but next Saturday. I don't know. Is there going to be a women's world championship match on that show?
Is it ever?
So it's going to be John Cena and Logan Paul as a tag team versus the main event and Codeland Rhodes, the captain, and 2 ladder matches.
You don't know who's in the ladder matches, right? That's
nice.
They had qualifiers, so we know some. For the women, it's Ripley, Julia, Alexa Bliss, and
Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez qualified.
Yeah.
Solo Sikoa, LA Knight. Is it Penna? I'd have to check and see. I believe there's 3 men who have qualified.
That's it.
But I think the thing is that stuff. People, Seth Rollins and Penna also. They so they only need two more people for that match. But Seth Rollins and Penna's in that match.
So what's the probability? Only ask this because that tag match and then it not being a men's championship match at all.
At all. That's
could mean that somebody's losing the title.
I mean, maybe, but it's going to be Jay
at Money in the Bank.
That's what it's for.
It could be a cash in
at Money in the Bank. We're talking about. There's not a men's. Is there a women's championship?
I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't think they. If they're gonna, let's see what's on that. Let's see what's on that card so far.
Nothing.
No, they got the funny thing is they probably only need to add 1 more match. They got 4 matches.
Right. You got the
there's 2 ladder matches.
The 2 ladder matches.
Hold up.
And is it a tag team match?
There's God damn it, 1 second. There's Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
For that title and the tag match. That's it. They could add a women's world championship match, but what's the match? What's the name just defended? Tiffany Stratton just defended last week.
Yeah. I was just asking because that with the TBDs, the 2 TBDs and Seth Rollins in there, I feel like it's a possibility Seth Rollins
takes Jey Uso title.
Takes Jey Uso's title.
It makes sense to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
Cody ain't gonna let nobody take John Cena title.
Well, see, Brother Matt, I'm glad you circled around this because I think the one thing that happened on Saturday Night's Main Event that we haven't talked about was the return of Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed put on the black cement threes and threw CM Punk through the barricade. It still don't make sense because the last time we saw Bronson Reed, he was wrestling on the other side and taking out Seth. That was the whole reason him and Seth had beat. He took him out and then he was anyway. And they didn't really explain it. But by the time
he took
he took out Seth
from the splashes, right?
From the splashes. And they did. By the time we got to Monday, where all Seth said was, boom, I want to control everything. I'm gonna bring the future to the game, and the way I do is with a title. He already has his plan to get the briefcase at Money in the Bank to get one of them titles. And I mean, he on the Jey Uso show. I don't think Seth and 3 other people is bouncing the SmackDown to beef with the heel Cena. So I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Can we see that picture again?
Seth is so pigeon-toed.
Oh my God, girl, you took the words out of my mouth. Look, them feet and them boots. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
He remind me of Penny Proud. Ain't that her uncle?
What are your thoughts on the squad though? I mean, what thoughts on Bronson Reed joining the squad, debuting, and Seth having a whole little mini faction in order?
Go ahead, Mimi, because you get ready read, and I'm going to agree. Go ahead, Mimi.
I'm just weirded out a little bit, and I don't want to say that it feels like it's a rinse and repeat. And the reason why I say that is, it's supposed to be 2 separate things, but it's giving a little bit of the whole evolution bit. I personally don't think that Seth Rollins needs Paul Heyman, so it feels a little disjointed there.
That's a great point. He didn't even say nothing for Seth. And the flip side is when Bronson came out and they did the whole shake at Saturday Night's Main Event, Paul didn't know what was going on. That was a whole set, which confused me because, like,
it's weird.
Why did Seth bring in Paul Heyman if he's not bringing in Paul Heyman for those types of moves and decisions?
And also, Paul Heyman was talking about Bronson Reed. No, the other one.
Braun Breaker
being, the next main event, this, that, and the third. And Seth Rollins qualifies for the Money in the Bank. So that promo felt a little disjointed because I get it. They're supposed to be the future, but you're bigging this guy up.
He said 45.
But then this other guy is here. So a lot of it felt like I didn't know who I should have drawn my attention to because it felt like I get it. It's supposed to be the future, but I don't get it because I don't know who the focus is. I don't know who the focus is supposed to be. This Bronson Reed is supposed to be a big deal too. So now it's like you're bigging the little guy up. You got these two other veterans that are kind of like in the ring. This one guy is like, you know, he's qualifying. Nobody else is qualifying, but you're bringing this guy. Like, it just felt a little disjointed. And I've said this before. I think we said this in the chat. I don't know if Seth Rollins is going to make these two.
That part.
He's
That
needed
part.
J&J security. He's better off by himself. He's more successful alone than he is with people.
But I think that's why Paul Heyman is there.
And but then it feels disjointed because you don't know who the focus is supposed to be. Like, I feel like the bloodline is always going to be different. Always. Evolution is always going to be different. Always. Although Evolution felt a little heavy with muscle men and like folks that are like a big deal, like they felt like big personalities. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked. Here, the whole thing with the bloodline, yes, Roman's personality was big, but the Usos as tag teams, their personalities were big. Even if Roman was light years ahead of them, it didn't feel that way 100%. It just, you understood where the focus was, who the nucleus was. You understood who was next. Like, all of that was super, super clear. Especially when they all had gold, it was clear that he had the title, but the fact that they all had gold, they all felt like a big deal. These guys, it just feels, I don't know who I'm supposed to be focusing on. I just don't. And I don't know why Paul Heyman is there. I really don't.
I think I agree with you, Mimi. I also think here's the reality. And for you people, we're old in chat. Here's the reality. Seth Rollins is Jadakiss. Roman Reigns is 50 Cent. 50 Cent could produce plaques on G Unit. Jadakiss ain't produced nobody on D Block. And the thing is, some people are stars in their own right, and they're a big star, but they can't make stars. And right now, I'm not convinced that Seth Rollins is going to be able to make these people. And another reason, I know this is going to sound crazy coming from me, but him out here in these high heels and these suits with these serious men, the wrestling public, the audience, I don't think they view him in the same way that they would view a Roman or a Triple H or someone like that. He is a big deal, and Seth to me is a hybrid. But I just don't see. I just don't see him making these guys and it being a super rocket. I just don't see it.
I don't think he's supposed to make them.
Well,
what is the purpose then?
That's why I was saying I think Seth Rollins being with him puts them in the main event. Paul Heyman is like their talent is making them.
Right.
Paul Heyman is the person that's putting them in. It's like a marriage between Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins.
Seth brings them to the game because they're in proximity, but Heyman shines a light on them. You're saying
that's it. I don't think they need the only reasons they're with Seth is to get them, boom,
around big names.
Heyman's doing the rest, and then their ring work is going to solidify them, if that makes sense.
I think this is why it's hard for me to even compare them to any other factions. Like Sean Tragedy's mentioned, isn't it supposed to be the this is why I didn't call them the Dangerous Alliance when it first.
I don't think that's that because
I don't even know who that is.
Already established.
To that.
All of those people were established already.
Mimi, Dangerous Alliance is probably one of my favorite factions from like the early 90s in WCW. Paulie Dangerously was the manager of all these people. It was Rick Rude, who was like Rick Rude essentially would be the Seth Rollins in terms of being like the guy going after the main event titles as the top heel. You had Arn Anderson and Larry Zbyszko. They were straight tag team. They didn't do they were muscle, but that was they were tag champion. They worked in the tag division. Bobby Eaton was over there, I believe.
Yeah, Bobby Eaton was the TV.
And Steve Austin was over there. He was stunning Steve Austin, and he was like the mid card guy. Him and Bobby Eaton were kind of like more mid card guys. But it was a clear while they were all stars by the time, like it was a damn near super faction for the NWA, WCW at the time, because they were all established, getting together as a bunch of dastardly heels trying to take over. That doesn't align with this because they had no Braun Breaker, somebody who, like T Smitty saying in the chat, has less than 5 years in the game. They didn't really have that type of underdeveloped talent over. They didn't have somebody like a Bronson Reed who he's a big brute and can work, but like he's not near where Seth is in terms of star power. So it doesn't feel like evolution.
No,
at all. I don't know.
It's something different. It's completely different, but it's taken off of, like Mimi said, it's taken off that J&J security shit.
It felt,
but
no, go on. What you saying?
No, I'm saying, but it's an extra layer to it because these niggas are actually terrifying.
Yeah, but they're goof. Like with J&J security, like hits the nail on the head when the music hits and Seth's like, go get him. So they start walking down the walkway looking like two big goofs while the man slipped through the back door, pause, and takes Seth out. Like it immediately makes them look I don't want to say devalued, but definitely undervalued if I'm supposed to believe that this is the future of the industry. They look like a very stupid tag team, and it's more than just the fact that they're practically dressed the same.
And even with the dressing, right? When you just look at it, and with the camera pan to them, it just looked like it was pieced. It didn't look tailored. Like it just, I just don't understand what they're trying to do. I really, really don't. And I think they're trying to slap something together to see where it lands. And it just doesn't feel, I'm not feeling it at all.
If this is Temu Evolution, is Braun Breaker supposed to be Randy Orton?
Braun Breaker is definitely Batista.
So who is Bronson Reed? See,
that's what I'm talking about.
See, like it starts to fall apart real quick.
It's not. I don't think it should be compared to anything. To be honest,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I was very anti even trying to put it. I would love if Seth Rollins was to get all the dastardly motherfuckers be like, look, we about to do Dangerous Alliance 2.0 or whatever. I think that would be ill, but that ain't this, and I didn't think they were doing that from the jump. This is something different.
Braun Breaker is definitely not Orton.
No.
He is not Orton.
No.
Braun Breaker is the one. Braun Breaker is the one who needs a voice box. He needs the mouthpiece.
Yes. That he's the one that needs to be standing next to Paul Heyman the most. But
him, and I think that, granted, he does, like I was saying a few weeks ago, that his talent is the piece that's gonna push him. You add Paul Heyman, boom. It's the same way like as Bronson Reed. It's like they the same fucking person. It's two Batistas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, so your J&J was two. It was
Buddy and
Jamie Noble and Main Man. So it was like two Jamie Nobles in J&J, right?
Basically,
so now you got two motherfucking, you got two Batistas.
I'm not.
Watch what I tell you.
No, I'm again, and A, you've been on a streak right now. B,
Goddamn,
I agree with you.
We don't give you your 10. She was on a little streak or whatever. You
right half.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think the thing is just like
Matthews.
the John Cena stuff. I was into it, and now I'm really just not. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if it's not me. I don't think it's me because I feel like it's
not hitting. It's
a sentiment across that thing. Just they not hitting the way they
It's
was.
not you. I think the addition of Bronson Reed is what threw everybody off.
Before, cause I know DDM wants to talk NXT. I want to make sure we get through all this.
Are you talking about the show that mattered?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gosh, was there anything?
Yeah.
Roxanne Perez, again, she went to, or she won her qualifier. They throwing her deep into the Judgment Day stuff. I think we're probably going to start circling around this women's conversation in a bit because we've got Roxanne and Julia who are Raw and SmackDown official, both qualifying.
Yeah, Julia won her qualifier.
We had Stephanie Vacquer beat Jordynne Grace at NXT Battleground Tampa, and already had a match lined up with Jacy Jayne for Tuesday on regular NXT on the CW. On the night where Ricky Saints, I don't understand why they wouldn't let Ricky and Ethan Page fight. They was there to fight, let them fight. I hopefully they let them fight forever, like the crowd was saying. But on the same night that Ricky Saints dropped the North American title to all ego Ethan Page, Stephanie Vacquer, she got hoodwinked and bamboozled by some fancy footwork by the shorty from the Fatal Yamins, and Jacy Jayne sucked the air out the Performance Center. I said it. Sucked the air out of online.
Yes,
everybody in our offline chat. Oh my God! What? Why? What?
I turned the TV off when to bed.
Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off.
Hey.
Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. This is what happens. That's beautiful. I'm gonna say this. As much as people talking about Shawn Michaels greater than sign Triple H as a booker, this is how you book him.
Yeah.
This is how you book him.
I thought it was good. I thought it was great. However, my thing is, you know what this gave me that time Indy Hartwell won the belt? It was given on, girl.
I was thinking Maddie Sachs. I mean, again, we've seen these situations before.
Wait, Indy Hartwell won the belt?
Exactly. She won the belt in the match. Indy Hartwell is a former NXT Women's Champion.
Yes,
That's what it was given. It was given, all right, girl, you've been here forever. You did good work with Mandy. Your other homegirl gone. You with this new faction. All right, girl, give her the belt because Triple H get ready to take Stephanie and Jordynne, and we need this belt on somebody. And I guess since you here, we'll give you a transitional run. So Jada or one of these other girls that's really NXT can come and snatch it off of you because you ain't keeping it long. It's given very much of, girl, you trying it on in the dressing room, and when you come out, you gonna get that right back.
But
like a bad face.
so Tuesday night, everybody was flabbergasted because
flabbergasted.
And then the rumor mill started, and again, all unconfirmed. The one tweet that I saw is from somebody who writes for bodyslam.net, and they had screen grabbed what looked like somebody sent a text message. The text message, all it said was Stephanie Vacquer is going to Raw, Jordynne Grace is going to SmackDown.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It's been hitting the. I saw it was a tweet. I forget I'd have to look and see. I forget the writer's name, but it makes. I don't want to say it makes sense. Let's say in a time where, like I said earlier, Roxanne and Julia just got brought up to the main roster. We're bringing Stephanie Vacquer to Raw and adding Jordynne Grace to SmackDown. All of moves I figured was going to happen at a certain point. Weeks? Are we a month after the Cora Jade, Blair Davenport, Jakara Jackson? Those releases, those weren't that long. Dakota Kai wasn't that long ago, right?
I mean, no, it's not that long ago. I think also too, when they say NXT is the best women's roster in wrestling right now, they're not kind of lying. So you got a lot of people in that locker room on NXT. No shade. The NXT women's roster is more exciting than the main roster. So you got the main roster is the money makers. So you got to get that roster reinvigorated.
Well, that's the thing right now, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know when. And I will say this: all of this is happening with Evolution going on this summer, fairly soon.
Yeah.
I'm not losing sight of the fact that these women will be up on that main roster, because I'm figuring that whatever that show is going to be, they're going to be packing a lot of heavy hitting women on that show. But what my first thought is, what is the NXT main event women's scene right now? It's obviously Jacy, Jayne, and some semblance of her squad, but I mean they
just visiting.
Yeah, they're not heavy hitting like that. So
they just visiting.
Jada Parker.
I think because Jada has aura and she's so over. I think Kalani Jordan, we're going to see her move up a little bit more. I'm seeing some character change development, so I'm watching her. Soul Ruka is one to watch. That's just the reality, especially after that star turn at Battleground, and she has that belt. You have a storyline, some meat on the bone with her and Zarya, which is going to boost Zarya. So you know that's going to split in a minute. You have to make room also too, because I got a feeling some of those young ladies from Evolve will eventually start making their way into NXT. Shout out to Callie Armstrong, the first champion.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta have they already starting to feed people Sean Legacy on the men's side into that. You have Lash Legend in the conversation, of course. Can't forget Lash. They gotta make room. So NXT has a bench. They have a deep bench of talent that they can pull from. Who's hurting right now is that main roster.
But what you say, man?
The main roster has nobody that can eat a pin.
That too.
So that's that picture that I put in the chat earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about it until I saw that tweet, like what he just said. Who's gonna eat the pin?
Right. Because you got with even if you say Lash Legend, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, there's a number of women. I'd feel better about a Jada Parker right now if she was able to have like a Stephanie Vacquer program. Like there's a lot of women that,
but she can't now because she's blowing up.
There's a lot of women that got hot in terms of virality and just people just digging them in ring, whatever the case may be, and they moved a bunch of the women that you would have seen to have been like that guard that would have been helping people who may not have been able to pull off the 20-minute matches, the 15-minute matches or whatever. They could, with a series of matches, you can help people get along to a lot of different spaces. I'm not saying Jada Parker can't do it, but I'm kind of surprised that they're pulling so many of Roxanne, Julia, Jordynne, and Stephanie Vacquer going up to the main roster within months of each other. Feels like a big shift of dope in-ring talent. I'm not saying NXT's devoid of that, but it feels like there's a lot less vets down there to help a lot of this new talent.
If I was going to go ahead.
No, what you gonna say?
No, but I was going to say, and this is going to sound crazy, but if I was going to keep somebody down there, I'd have kept Julia down there, because Julia is not quite as hot as they would like her to be, or as what we believe she should be. The crowd is not responding to her the way that, like,
it should
I
be.
think how they responded to Stephanie. I think that the company thought initially that that's how they was going to respond to Julia, and I think there's several issues with Julia. I think Mike Skills is one of them. I think her entering the ring appearance is confusing to the audience because Asuka does the mask and the robes and things like that. So I know that's her thing, and a lot of women and a lot of Japanese wrestlers do that. But when you're in a company like this with talent that have such deeply branded identities that presents a problem.
You really got to set yourself apart if you're going to be rocking in that same vein.
Big time. And I think that also too, Julia is going to be better as a heel. I think that they have to Julia will have to be more vicious. I think she needs to be Melina from Mortal Kombat. It needs to have that kind of viciousness to it. I think they let her give that viciousness. She will work. She can work. She's a beautiful woman with great wrestling ability. She can work, but they're going to have to make her heel. She's going to have to be a vicious, nasty heel.
Yeah, 100%. They're gonna. Oh, and Tara May Steele's down there too. I think they're gonna have to really start establishing the hierarchy of NXT main event women's scene sooner than later, because they again Evolution is right around the corner. They moved a bunch of heavy artillery to that main roster, and Julie gonna be eating in pins, huh?
No.
You think so? You think they're gonna have her do it?
Julia, Roxanne Perez, Bailey, Maxine Dupree, Natalia. Yeah, they gonna be eating pins all summer.
I don't think Julia will eat as many pins because of the Stardom connection, and I think that there's some conversations that were had.
What if Mariah May talking about Stardom? Mariah May's made different. What I'm saying is Mariah May's made it. A, she's made it plain that she wanted to go WWE. B, Evolution's coming up. C, she fit the prototype. No Andre 3 stacks.
I would like.
Go ahead, Mimi. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Now I was just going to say she do, but the question becomes: is the WWE universe really going to care that much about her? Do they even know?
If she's good in the ring, I think they will.
That's a good point.
Right now, the thing they want most is to push a blonde white woman. This may be your best. This is your best bet right here.
Mariah May.
Yes, because you already seen what's going on with Charlotte Flair. They already tried to push her out the way and make room for Tiffany Stratton.
I don't think that's the narrative, but go ahead.
Tiffany Stratton isn't really making the noise that they expected her to make.
You don't think so?
Right here, no. I don't think she's doing what they
I think it's manufactured. I think the fans just are. I think if Mariah May came and killed it like Math said, I think the crowd would turn on Tiffany.
They're gonna move up to the top.
She's just different. Like I think her and Megan Bayne are two. Like they're not just pretty girls. Like they're absolutely beautiful.
Get out.
They're absolutely beautiful blondes that can fight. They can wrestle.
Yeah, that Megan Bayne. I mean, I don't know who watched AEW. Megan Bayne.
A little bit that I've seen, she's incredible.
She might have broke 2 noses in that tag match last night. That's all.
If I'm Megan Bayne, I'm never going there.
Why not?
She may end up going.
Because I know that I can sit over here and milk them. I can milk them because so you have a few, but I don't think that I'm a big fan of what's her name? God damn. God bless me.
I think Megan Bayne is going to get shelved at some point.
Yeah, I don't like her. Who you talking about though, man?
You think she'll get shelved?
I can't remember.
They don't know how to.
Who?
Yeah, Statlander.
I'm a big fan of Statlander. I'm a huge fan of Statlander, but I don't think Statlander has what the look of Megan Bayne.
Megan Bayne is Amazon.
I thought Camille Dashwood had the look of Megan Bain, but they didn't give her the opportunity.
Right.
If I'm Megan Bain, I'm staying where I am and I'm getting to it. That's just me.
Just get better. Just get better.
I want to hear, why do you think they would show Megan Bain?
Because they're not consistent with their female stars. Like when we think about WWE, we think about Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, all the things, Bailey, Natalia. Like when you think of AEW, you have to think.
No shade.
Because it's not consistent.
No shade.
They don't have a 4 horsewoman. Not saying that it has to be equipped, but they don't have an equivalent. Like we can't think of 4 women that are just like the staple of who they are. They don't.
It's a couple.
The thing is, they have people who have been there and have never got their due, and that's one of the things that I think that they don't do well.
And women's wrestling like that,
women's fucking wrestling, because you done had the names of the names. God, shout out to Sierra. You done had the names of the names that's wrestling there, but they haven't. So hold on. You have shout out to Sean Tragedy. This your real house,
right?
Almondy.
You got. You know what?
No,
because you so almondy is crazy. It's crazy because you have these staple women. You have these women that could be your foundation, but you don't give them the opportunity to be that. You got somebody who's had your title for damn near 800 days, and we don't see her on television. You got Willow out there who had a hell of a run in Japan, and then you
stop and go. Same thing with Statlander. Yep.
Everything is stop and go. You have Aminata's never getting on TV, which is crazy. Tony Storm should always be on television.
Facts.
Mercedes is gonna be on TV because she has the most the most star power.
Yes.
But you have all of these women wrestlers like you had. I thought what's her name was boiling at one point in time. I'm not gonna say boiling, but she was hot, Sky Blue. Granted, I'm sure that I think she got hurt.
Yeah, she got injured.
Julia Hart was boiling. I don't know if she had the talent to keep her. She might have got hurt, but you know what I mean? You have all of these.
Julia Hart could have been there, Liv Morgan.
I agree.
Possibly. I don't think she had the in-ring part down.
But Liv didn't have it. Liv didn't have it either. They didn't even give her a chance. They didn't work with her. They didn't turn her around. That's the issue with them, with their women's division. Yeah. They've got Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné. They're different. Like, these women's been wrestling for years and years and years to come. They have I'll say Tony has a personality.
Oh yeah, no, Tony's
completely came in and changed her whole gimmick.
Yes,
and we bought into it. But Julia Hart should have been somebody that they should have invested in.
The thing was, Julia was like when but it was so it took a while. Like that was one she got. Let me word this right.
She got hit in the face.
See, you was spraying the face is where I was gonna go, and that don't make sense. But she got the Aleister Black whatever mist in her face, and she went from a cheerleader to this dark personality. But like for weeks, it was just her in a cheerleader outfit with like a contact in, just staring at the crowd, not looking at the ring. Like it wasn't a lot of. And by the time she shifted, it wasn't like she gave like a huge promo. It was just like, all right, I'm a fucking bad guy right now. And I feel like she got injured, but I also don't know if she wasn't in like the Tony Storm, realm at all. So I think that
in that the only people that are in like Tony Storm's realm would have been Britt Baker. Outside of, you know what I'm saying? Outside of Mercedes, Britt Baker is the only other person.
Julia Hart would kill it. Anna Jay would kill it in NXT.
Anna Jay left and came back with a whole new in-ring ability.
Yeah.
And you got her with the lady that's had a puppet.
They're having fun.
Funny. She's funny.
They're having fun, but Megan Bay may have broke both their noses last night on Dynamite and whatever that weapon street fight match was.
It's just not it's just not hitting. Some of these ladies need to go to the other place and stop playing. It's just not hitting.
It is what it is.
NXT, she is the moment.
Well, it's interesting because I don't know how people outside of like my timelines feel about TrickNA. Like,
I don't like his thighs here.
What? What?
Like I said, let me see if I can find another picture. Damn.
It's giving
God.
it's giving flubby.
I don't know.
I don't like it.
I don't think I got good enough. Yeah, his thighs is in every photo. Jesus Christ.
No, his thighs in every photo is crazy.
We got to deal with it. TrickNA.
He didn't shave.
All right.
What?
It just makes sense.
I'm sorry.
When Trick
such a nappy.
Peasy.
She's
nigga shit coarse.
See, you take it to the next level.
Too far. No mas. No. I think the thing with Trick Williams, because I don't know what's going on with the draft. There's people just moving up to the main. I don't know what's going on. With
feels like mayhem.
There's a lot of people who thought Trick was main roster bound. A lot of it was because of the obvious intergalactic response that would happen whenever his theme song would hit in an arena. But just like when he won that title and Carmelo went up to the main roster, they had to get an Ethan Page. You had to get these other elements, because I don't think what a Trick Williams needs is in the NXT. I'm not saying what Trick Williams needs is definitely in TNA, but I think with the run of the Mike Santanas and a lot of these other people who are more seasoned, he needs to wrestle, I think, with a lot of those people to make sure that he's got all of it. I like the fact that they're making him, as heel as Trick can be. He could probably be a little more dastardly, but I think this is him being a heel right now. He's working on them other sides, but I think he can't do that in the NXT right now, especially when the ruler is holding Shut up, Oprah, for me. When the ruler is holding the NXT championship, there's no way Trick Williams can do any of this right now. So he got to go over there and be the guy. It's got to be TrickNA right now.
I think also, too, the thing that Trick has that maybe some of his peers don't have is I get a sense that Trick has real advocates and sponsors who speak on his behalf. And you can tell he has mentors that are really guiding his career. Because quite frankly, Trick goes to the main roster. I don't feel like they have anything for him there. Yes. And so, getting the TNA championship is a nice way to keep the character fresh.
And have him work his muscles too.
Right. So it makes sense for me. It makes sense for me to have him TNA run and continue to build the character, because right now on main roster, it's just really nothing for Trick Williams.
And this is perfect. This right here is amazing.
Nothing for him there. So I think this is a good way. It's so funny because the main roster, it's the opposite problem. Whereas on the women's side, you needed that infusion. On the men's side, I don't see none of our men in NXT going up there, and it's too crowded.
The rumor was that they thought Ricky Saints was supposed to be joining when they talked about Jordynne and Stephanie Vacquer going up, that he would be going to the main roster as well and joining Seth's crew, which I don't see a reason for that right now. And
leave him where he is.
Ricky Saints don't need Paul Heyman.
No,
He needs
to be on the opposite side of Paul Heyman
and work NXT, even maybe move him over to TNA a little bit and then bring him back, because I was watching him on TV and I was like, wow, this might be the most I've seen him on TV.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Starks only needs opponents,
right?
Just like Trick. I don't think there's an opponent for Trick Williams on the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all Trick Williams opponents are like, yo, with that was saying, you got 50 Cent and you got Jadakiss.
Right.
Trick Williams is a Jadakiss. Like, he need all mixtapes.
You know who,
albums.
You know, Trick. If the perfect scenario for a Trick Williams would be for the main roster right now, end of the Cena run, you let Trick be the one to challenge Cena and takes. He needs some type of rub from a vet. That would be,
because that brings the story back.
Right, because they had the interaction a couple years ago at this point.
But after that, there are no. He need mixtape niggas like Mike Santana is perfect. One of the perfect people for.
It's perfect.
He needs more of those.
Yes.
So you need, and it was only one Ethan Page. So you got a Mike Santana now. Now you got to bring out shit. I guess there you go, your Ricky Saints.
Yeah, I feel like this little arena right here, this little milieu that they're creating with the Mike Santana, Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, I look at them as a whole brand and delegation to themselves. Like, Ethan Page is great to me. I am an Ethan Page fan. I love his work. I love his mic work. I love his in-ring work, and I love his overall what he does as a character. I think he's been great for NXT. Mike Santana. I feel like NXT, if they keep doing it like this, like Evolve can be the new NXT, and NXT can be a third brand all to itself. Because
you got them titles.
Yeah, NXT is just like, they doing what they need to do. And no shade, my baby father ate Trick up on the mic Tuesday. My baby father ate him up. He looked good. The match is good. The mic skills is there. The crowd was into him. My baby father ate Trick up. It was giving no crumbs. It was giving yum, yum, yum. He ate him up. And, I'm glad we finally got here, because shout out to Mike Santana. I lived for Mike Santana when I saw him at AEW a little bit, but he's in the tag team. I was like, all right, whatever. But like seeing him, I saw him in a TNA match like a month or two ago, and I was here for it. And
was he was at the Fourth Rope show?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He was giving.
He's been on a couple of them cards too. He's had some good singles matches.
It's my baby father. And when I saw him, on the mic, that promo he cut on Trick, like, it was given straight up New York. It was authentic. It didn't feel like a scripted promo with somebody trying to create a personality. Right. It was just him.
He said, "I bomb atomically. Socrates' philosophies are high." No.
He definitely didn't say that.
He was giving, Terrence Ford, no shade. But it just it's just like Santana just feel good. Pause. He but what I like. What I liked about the promo is that you could see him wake Trick up. because Trick is used to a certain type of promo.
Yes.
And when Mike really started going in on him about his high heels and stuff,
Lemon pepper steppers.
and Trick woke up like, I take these lemon pepper steppers and whip your ass. Like Trick woke up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that's to your
He needs the exercise. Yep.
Cal, to your point, Cal and Matt. This is why the Mike Santanas, the Ethan Pages are here, because they wake them up. The problem for me becomes Mike Santana look good, Ethan Page look good. So I know we're using them to enhance your homegrowns, but you want to be careful with that because Mike Santana ate him up.
I think that some of them ain't going back home.
Yeah, no, that's what it feel like. Mike Santana,
He's not going back home.
He said, "Oh, my bed over there. I'll be over here for a little bit." Yeah,
like yo, I'm the TNA champion over here.
So
we was having that conversation. Like yo, they can't keep losing. They not gonna lose. They not gonna lose.
Well, because this really good. I mean, at this point, it's TrickNA. We literally got a NXT superstar as your champion. Well, I actually first before I get to my point, because we got a couple of piece to the donations, piece of people putting money to donation. T. Smitty said AEW needs their version of NXT. That's supposed to be Ring of Honor. Look at the number of women in NXT who came in off the street and are very good. By the way, keep an eye on Tavion Heights here. Tavion Heights is dope. Shouts to Kels with the big donation. She said y'all are cutting up tonight. Yeah, there was something different about that intro. I don't know what was going on, but yeah, if y'all want to drop something in the donation, please do. Patreon.com/Black Rasslin. But really, hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit the anyway. They're in a situation. It was the NXT show. Matter of fact, when Trick won the title before the match, they shouted out the dude from the TNA. I forget, Carlos Silva, I believe his name was. He stood up and he was like, "Yeah, what up, yo? TNA in the house, motherfucker." But it feels like,
"What up, yo?"
It feels like Shawn Michaels got the keys to the house as well. I'm like, oh yeah, let me get Joe Hendry, Mike Santana, and y'all could take Santino daughter.
She's fire.
She's Ariana. She's amazing.
Ariana Grace, and I love her in ring heel persona when she's working. You feel her moves, and she's nasty when she's in there as a heel. I'm an Ariana Grace fan, and that's no shade.
I like her.
Also,
I like her too.
NXT did a great job by incorporating the AAA elements.
Tragedy want to make sure we talk about AAA. Pardon me, that.
Okay. Yeah. I think they did a good job. So this is a perfect segue.
Of course.
Did a good job incorporating the AAA elements. It was nice to see some of the people in NXT actually know some of these people, which was a good sign. It was very healthy. They brought Phoenix down, North American Championship. So that's going to be a 4-way with Cool Kid. What's his name? Homeboy from AAA came in and they knew him.
Santiago.
Cool something, whatever his name was. But, one of them. But his mask was cute. I was here for his mask. But I think that also Ray Phoenix is so funny. We talk about tag teams. Penta is definitely the star of the two.
Yeah. Ethan Page is going to be defending the NXT North American Championship against Javon Evans, Laredo Kid, and Ray Phoenix.
Yeah, Laredo Kid.
He was one of the first. Speaking of that, word on road was that WWE may have spoiled the AAA Mega Championship match that's going on this weekend. It's not a surprise. I mean, if they were going to do this to anybody, it was good because Alberto del Patron is the Mega Champion right now, and he's facing Hijo de El Vikingo. Yeah, he's food. He's food for Vikingo. But when they showed the graphic for the Vikingo versus Chad Gable match that's booked for Worlds Collide next week, it said AAA Mega Championship on it, which basically is letting you know that Vikingo is taking that title this weekend to defend it down with WWE next month. But
can y'all just explain to me why Alberto del Rio just is forever not liked? What happened?
Alberto.
Yeah.
So Alberto del Rio, I think the biggest red flag with him when it comes to WWE was his relationship with Paige.
Okay.
Because they were I don't remember how long they were together, but I mean, I guess Toxic's probably a good. They were both using at the time. There were videos of them having. This was early. This was yeah. This was early BRP too. I remember we would record whole pods about the video that was coming out of the arguments that people were recording when they was outside, and he was. I don't know if he put his hands on her, but yeah,
he put his hands on her.
It was a very a violent, toxic situation, and I think he came out looking terribly, while a lot of people were obviously wanting to protect her, and I think he's in the time since. I don't know if it's substances or him, but hell, it wasn't that long ago that somebody got pissed at him at a show and they act like they was going to throw something, or they threw a chair. So he threw a chair at them, but he didn't hit the people that threw it. He hit some older woman that was in. She got sent to the hospital. Like, he's been super reckless for so long.
Bad dude.
DDM, he was so reckless that when word came out that WWE and AAA was forming this deal, the immediate thought was like, all right, so we already know Alberto del Patron is on the chopping block. Like, it was he's one of those, like, if they have a list of people they're not rocking with, it's probably very short. Right now, he may be at the top of that list just for all of those transgressions.
Him and Paige was using drugs. What drugs they was using? No, coke or something like that?
All of
is this tea time?
I don't know if it's tea time. I don't think it was weed.
Yeah, it was giving Tina, no shade.
Yeah, and I think
both of them give Walter White.
And they was lit, like they'd be at the bar, you know what I mean? It's like, I think them being together felt like it was very toxic, and it turned into bad situations for her in particular, because I mean, she was rocking. He was there and got let go, and I believe they were still together, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That was a rough time.
So young.
Somebody said she
was also young. Yes.
Substance abuse.
You said what?
Somebody said he encouraged her substance abuse.
Essentially, yeah, he's definitely a catalyst for a lot of her bad situations.
So he said, but she a grown woman now.
Nah, she was young.
Okay.
This was a minute ago.
Okay.
But yeah, that's why he's probably, that's why I guess they didn't care about spoiling the match that he's having this weekend.
I guess my thing is, and I don't know this man from a
Alberto.
Yeah. I guess my thing is,
pinky up that
when people have
there you go
issues and stuff, and this is, and I'm not using this just for wrestling, but I'm using this in life. When people do egregious things or make up or whatever, and they suffer consequences for them, whatever that consequence may be, are these people just not supposed to work anymore? Like, what do we do with these people that we just cancel? How do they work? Like, how do they support themselves?
So here's the thing with Alberto del Rio, even though they had broken up, he was still like wilding. Like, he was acting up, still smoking, showing up drunk at while he was working in these indie spots or whatever. Those were the reports that were out there.
Yeah.
And so I think once you start doing that, of course nobody wants to touch you. You become a liability. Yeah. So I think it's more so that, like, Paige cleaned up, although she went from one toxic relationship to the next.
Yeah.
But she cleaned up a little bit. You know what I mean?
She wasn't wilding like she was with him.
Right. She was still wilding over there. And that was still a little crazy under the wraps, though. And now she's out of that, and now she's completely taken a complete turn.
Right.
So I think it's all about what you do after said situation happens.
So why
It's
did
up to
Triple H
you.
put out on him? If he was
That I don't
still-
know. That I don't. I stopped following anything about him
Well-
like once he puts his hands on her. So I don't even know.
Well, the other thing is like he's not really been in America with, like, he been in Mexico. Like he once all that shit went down, I think that AAA was one of the only, and I'm no disrespect, but like there's certain places you can work, and I think AAA was one of those ones that you can get.
And wasn't there
timing.
somebody like Stephanie's ex-boyfriend, like still got work, and he was a domestic, he was a DV guy. You know what I mean?
People able to work.
Sean
Patrick
Tra-
Clark still able to work. Sean Tragedy got charges.
No, I was saying chime in. Is this
He's
still
chiming.
T-Time?
Right now? Yeah, right now it's still T-Time.
No, I was just asking because, like, I think about Velveteen Dream a lot, and I hear constantly that he was hard to work with, or he was an asshole. But the reason he got fired was because of these allegations that ultimately nothing ever came of them. No, nothing was founded, and from what I understand, it came out that it was actually not true to a certain degree. So I just feel like.
He also had, I will say I think he also had allegations of because he talk about the coke, he was a yayo as well, and I think he may have allegations of wrestling under the influences too.
Oh, don't all of them do coke?
I don't know.
Wait.
I don't know. I don't know.
Wait.
I don't know.
Wait.
I don't know.
Wait.
I don't know.
I'm like, where is he getting this from?
I don't know.
No.
But I
don't
think
think so.
Time is over.
well no
Well,
I
I don't watch so many episodes of Dark Side of the Ring.
I don't know.
Everybody was
Back in the day. That's back in the day.
I don't
You
know
tell
when.
me.
I don't know when. Work. Don't worry, we good. I don't know when they're going to tell the whole Patrick Clark story, but I do believe that. Again, there's a reason why he was out there. I'm sorry, Mr. Triple H. I'm sorry, Mr. Shawn Michaels. Like there were bridges that he burned as well. Outside of the allegations, true, false, or indifferent.
And here's the thing: I'm not trying to say because I don't know these people. I don't have a dog in this fight.
So what
But
about
I believe in playing quote unquote devil's advocate sometimes.
right?
Because in a time where we do cancel people a lot, and not saying that it's not warranted, but after the cancellation, like
They don't stay canceled. He wrestled. You could DDM. You could probably see Patrick Clark wrestle sooner than a lot of us. Like
in a gymnasium.
they like cancel. Don't stay canceled.
Yeah, I saw him in a gymnasium.
I don't know where else he was going to be wrestling anytime
Right.
soon. We got to change topics. He's too black to be wrestling outside of gymnasiums after being canceled.
Oh,
And that's the
his body was in shape though. He looked good.
Everybody can't be Louis C.K. There's certain people who could get canceled and then be able to work after
because they trying to make and the reason why I was building that case was because TNA is determined to have Tessa Blanchard work. That's why that's the case I was building.
They love her. Apparently she may be injured, but yeah, no, you're 100% right. They definitely they're determined to make her a thing down there.
That's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. With what they saying, Tessa, we coming for you. Like she get them chance when she's in front of a live crowd. So look at here. Say cancel wrestlers still be booked. I mean, it is what it is. Trying to see if we missed anything.
It's the whole pay-per-view.
Double or Nothing happened on Sunday. I think that the main points, obviously, Mercedes Moné won the Owen Hart tournament, so she's going to be facing Toni Storm. They I'm not saying anybody was or wasn't supposed to be shocked, but
that's how Mercedes was looking.
they had their interaction. Tony kind of
That's how she was looking. That's how she was about child. Ain't that how she was looking? She all falling over on the thing.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I only watched the Will Ospreay Adam Page match. I like y'all like that some of these outcomes is already
He wants to
predetermined.
say something. He want to say something.
Say
What
it.
you want to say? What you want to say?
You asked about Double or Nothing earlier.
You here for you standing in for your cousin?
Nope.
We'll see what happens. Y'all, time of Toni Storm losing that title.
This like her 85th belt.
She lost the one belt, so she can get this one, I guess. She'd have both major women's titles in the AEW if that happened.
She's not gonna win.
Right now or ever.
She's not gonna beat Toni Storm. Not
Okay. All right.
What's the point if she doesn't beat Toni Storm though?
Come
This
on
is
now.
what, do you remember? I told you this like a month and a half ago, Cap.
But why? Like what?
You can't, because Toni Storm just went through this with Mariah May.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do like you can't dim this star. You can't do it.
The Toni Storm?
There's Toni Storm. You cannot weather that shit like this.
They did though. She lost already.
To who?
Mariah May.
That's what I'm saying. She lost to Mariah May.
And then she lost to everybody. She went to Japan. She went to Mexico. She came back. She was Toni Storm from WWE. She had to get back to being timeless. It was really dumb.
She's not gonna lose to her. Not off the first match.
Well, I was gonna say, is this gonna be a series of like how many times are we gonna see Toni and Mercedes wrestle? Is this the program for the rest of the year?
When is the Wimbledon show? September?
That's a good question. AEW PPV.
Wimbledon?
They're doing a lot of stuff. Well, they've got All In is in Texas this year. I don't think they're in Wimbledon until they're at the O2. Yeah, August 24th for Forbidden Door.
August.
That would be the second match, because that's the next pay-per-view after All In. That's a month after.
I'm gonna go with that match being one of the headliners
for London. The Toni Storm Mercedes. You think Mercedes beats Toni Storm in London?
Possibly. She's not gonna beat her. She's not gonna beat her this first match.
But so you had Mercedes beat Toni in London?
If not, well, because there's All In would be the first match. That's July in Texas. Forbidden Doors in London. That's August. That would be the second match. They could do a third match at All Out in September in Canada. I don't know if Canada means anything.
No, I don't know if that means anything.
London would make more sense.
I wonder what's the ticket disbursement on All In. Ain't that in the stadium?
It's in Texas.
All In is Texas.
Yeah, ain't that in the stadium?
That's at the Globe Life Field.
That's where they were running the ROH shows, if I'm not mistaken.
That's the Texas Rangers ballpark. I don't know if this is Choctaw Stadium is what it's been known as. I can't tell if they got some type of top structure. I don't know if it's a whole roof. Yeah, it looked like they got a whole dome.
I wonder what. Let me Google because
it looked like they got a whole top structure to it.
I'm rocking with Toni Storm winning that first match. Or, pardon me, Mercedes not winning the first match.
Well, what?
You can't have a lose. You can't have a lose two one-offs. You had to lose to Mariah May off the rip.
Yeah.
And then she wins it back. She defeats Mariah May, and then she goes on to wrestle Mercedes and loses off the rip.
Is it tomfoolery? Is it Mina Shirakawa because they both got history with her? Like I don't know. Like it's either got to be Toni got to decisively pull a win or some chicanery.
Something's going to happen.
Yeah, I would like to see the belt stay on Toni Storm. I think Toni Storm is a hell of a character. If you'd have told me that this is the woman I would get from Tony time in the biker gimmick, I would have laughed at you. But I think she has done an amazing job. I think also too, from a queer perspective, I love the way that she's doing that. I personally like that.
Yeah.
I think Tony's phenomenal. I think Tony Storm is a character now that's WWE ready. I think if Tony Storm went to WWE, it would be an explosion. Not saying that she should go over there. I'm not saying that, but if that's a prospect that Tony needs to keep very happy and paid.
Yeah, because this is the gimmick. Like if timeless Tony Storm showed up in WWE SmackDown, the whole black and white, and it'd be like a Gold Dust.
Yeah, no shade. And then the crowd pop would be insane because if she just randomly pop up, and like timeless Tony Storm is a character that if these companies were on better terms, it would cause an eruption at a Royal Rumble.
Right, a big fact. It's good to have more than one television. Yeah, it is, Sean Tragedy. I totally agree. I don't want to sound like I'm being tribalist, but I just wish that all that talent had better platforms because there's a lot of dope women over there.
Yeah, and that's my thing. It's not that I don't think AEW has the talent. I think my disappointment is in the company not showcasing that talent at a level that it deserves to be showcased at. There was a time when they were doing a better job with that. And I think, some things happened and they got, they lost focus and they lost vision. And I think that's what it is. I think this company lost its way and they need to figure out how to get back into that space. I mean, think about it. When I was watching AEW Heavy, what happened to Wardlow? Where is the claim? Like
Wardlow, one of them guys that it don't fit. Wardlow didn't fit. Just like Miro didn't fit.
Yeah, Wardlow did fit. Wardlow did fit. It did. It fit better than both of them actually fit.
But the thing is they'd have to wrestle each other. Like there's only so many times where Wardlow gonna beat up Darby Allin or like all the cruiserweights. Like they had heavyweights. Because like this is the company with the Samoa Joes and the Powerhouse Hobbs, but they never had them all fighting each other for anything reasonable at the same time. They were always food.
Yeah, I think Wardlow. When I looked at Wardlow, the first thing I said was WWE product.
He felt like somebody who could be good over there, with the right push.
Motherfucker.
I'm sorry.
Why are you mad at Wardlow? What he did?
Do you have money in this game or something? I mean, the Knicks is about to.
Oh.
Ain't no. I mean, what's Indiana? Indiana about to score 7 points in fucking 10 seconds. Like, what we talking about here?
That's what happened when you be fooling with them devil's dice.
Well, hey, fooling with devil. I don't know if I've got a good segue, but we've been talking this AEW stuff, and I'd be remiss.
I want Knicks.
Oh, shout out to Knicks. Exiting a weekend where we had a TNA pay-per-view, a Saturday Night's Main Event, an NXT PLE, and an AEW pay-per-view. There's WWE's been making some announcements that are basically going head-to-head with a couple. We mentioned it All In. That's the weekend of July 12th. That's going to be the Atlanta takeover weekend for WWE. That's the weekend it has NXT Great American Bash, which is going to be airing the same day as All In. They've also got Evolution that Sunday. And I'm guessing they're going to be doing SmackDown, Raw, NXT if they can sell the tickets. They also announced, and that's July. In August, I think it's late August into September, AEW's got the residency over in Philly at the old ECW arena. WWE said, oh, word. We're going to have NXT at the 2300 arena a week or two before y'all there.
They are planning on people's faces, though. No shade. I stay, reading Tony for opening his mouth, but I gotta be fair. One thing I am is fair, and it's getting to a point where now, wait a minute now.
No, I don't think that that's the argument. I think you should just eat the pin.
Tony Khan, you're saying
it's petty. It's
very petty.
Being petty.
It's very petty.
He's being petty.
Yeah,
at this point,
what?
You just gotta eat it. You gotta eat it.
Is this business math? Is that what you said?
You gotta eat it.
Are you serious?
Eat it on it. Eat it.
Check
eat
this
it
out.
on it.
Check this out.
Check the flush shit.
You open up shop on Thursday.
Yeah.
If you come around on Thursday, knowing this our block, we gonna run you up out of here on Thursday.
But they're not going to.
But wait, is this season? Was that season? When did season 3 of The Wire? Because Marla would be like, "Oh, y'all blocks right there. We on the corner right across.
This is our shit.
And if you trying to cross the street, we got a Mac 11 and a couple Yamins.
Like, yo, you got 2 weeks. Pack up your men.
Get your story straight now.
You just gonna come under our umbrella and you gonna be Black Rasslin and a half. Like, yo, you not stop playing.
It get down to lay down. But I mean, it's one of those things where I mean, like Kel said, it is business. You know what I mean? At a certain point, this is how it goes. And I think you can't get mad. You just got to get better. That's right. Because they, again, like I said, they got a residency. I forget the dates, but they've got a bunch of shows. Let's see if I pull this up. They've got a bunch of shows booked for the 2300 Arena, a bunch of tapings. They're going to be doing. Damn it, this shit is cool. Yeah, from August 27th through Thursday, September 11th, AEW is going to be doing a bunch of collisions and dynamites and all. There's a lot of stuff they're taping there. Make them shows hot. Make it so the people in South Philly is like, boom, I'm coming back for this AEW shit next time they're in the area because they gave us all this ill content.
I'm gonna catch a couple of those.
I'm gonna say this. When I saw that NXT was going to the 2300 Arena, so I want to go to that show. I do want to hit one of the other AEW shows. I think my only problem is I don't know what's taped and what's live. So I really got to see.
I'm about to have hey, go ahead, sit in line. Get us a couple of them tickets.
Do I want to go to Collision?
I'm about to put the call in. Like, hey.
Oh, I would put a call in.
Sit in line, go get us some tickets.
No. Sit on the email and see what somebody say, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to that.
These is teenagers.
Yeah, they ain't doing nothing else but going.
They ain't doing nothing.
We got to get out of here soon. This Friday on SmackDown, Bianca Belair is supposed to be making her return, as well as John Cena. It's going to be a Knoxville, Tennessee show, so it's basically a homecoming for Bianca. There's also 2 Money in the Bank qualifying matches on the men's side. There's going to be Carmelo Hayes versus Jacob Fatu versus Andrade. Damn, that feel like Jacob Fatu may win, unless it's going to be Carmelo Hayes. And on the women's side, it'll be Nia Jax versus Naomi versus Jade Cargill.
That's a heartbreaker.
I don't like how they booked that. And
wait till I come back in here on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll have a conversation next week about that one. And for I'm sorry, Mimi and anybody else who can't deal with it, but word on road is SmackDown's going to continue to be 3 hours for the foreseeable future. It was because early this year they were saying it was supposed to end at a certain point, but it's the commercials probably too good to USA for them to be like, no. Yeah. But quick hits, quick news. Was this today or yesterday? John Laurinaitis. He said, nah, actually. I don't want to stand next to Vince McMahon. I want I want to tell y'all what actually happened. So apparently he's working with the prosecution side of the Janelle Grant case, which makes sense. I think not and it's not to exonerate him for any of the wrongdoing that he's done, but I think because of how closely associated he was with Vince in particular, he'll probably be a good asset for the case that they're building against him, because he know the ins and outs and benefited. I'm gonna shut up though, because it's a lot of nastiness, and I do not want to get into any of that. Rick Derringer, who the headlines say that he is the guy that wrote Real American, passed away. I didn't realize how much he wrote for WWF back in the day. Rick Derringer apparently produced Junkyard Dog's Grab Them Cakes, as well as Hillbilly Jim's Don't Go Messing with a Country. You remember he would do the shit.
What? Hold on, what?
Rick Derringer, the singer, he wrote a bunch of WWE things back when we were children, including Real American, which is associated with
and grabbing cakes.
Grab Them Cakes, the Junkyard Dog song.
Oh, okay.
Fam's got it on vinyl. Damn, you really
just grabbing by the biscuits.
he also he may have worked on the second Pile Driver album too. I don't know all that he worked on there, but I guess rest in peace. While Zoe Stark is already on the road to recovery from that nasty knee injury on Raw last week, there's still no word on Asuka. I don't know when she's going to be, if she's been, when you'll see. Talking about a women's roster that is in an interesting space right now, but I guess we'll see. Someone mentioned in the chat earlier, Athena surpassed 900 days as ROH Women's Champion. Shouts out to her. You just got to pay the 5, the 9. I forget what it is for a Ring of Honor or Honor Club, but
900 days and I don't know nothing.
It's tough.
The title reign.
She's been on AEW a handful of times.
Where is it at? We don't know. We don't even care enough because we don't see it anywhere. Shout to the boss.
Well, one thing we do know, Jakara Jackson, I guess Mara Sade is what she's known as now. She's got her first WWE post WWE booking for Jersey Championship Wrestling. She's going to be wrestling Masha Slamovich for the JCW World Title.
Come on, you better get your reps in, bitch. I'm here for it.
She's going to be folded like a piece of paper.
Yep, like a pretzel.
But hey, like you said, get them reps in. Get a good workout. I mean, Masha Slamovich is at the very least a way to start.
Formidable opponent.
She is a nightmare, but hey, you need that. And we need to get out of here. But before we do, it's always one question I ask Miss Mimi. You got a Black Rass of the Week? You muted.
My Black Rasslin of the Week is... Can you guess?
Your Black Rass of the Week.
The girl that's been on the timeline acting crazy.
Oh.
She is complaining to who will listen to her. That damn Trinity Fatu.
She's good. She's good at the. When I saw Jay talking about, she's like, I only post and then get off. I got to keeping up. Naomi, she don't let that timeline breathe for a second.
What? She is on our necks, and I absolutely love it. And she's just doing a really, really good job, and she's pulling so many different people into it. Like, she's giving the character a different elements.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love it. I love it.
Indeed. Brother DDM?
My Black Wrestler of the Week is Mike Santana. My baby father.
My baby father.
I told this motherfucker it's not brown wrestling.
I was look, y'all, behind the scenes. I was like, so can we put Mike Santana on the BRP 50? Like, where?
No,
No, you're not trying to
no, that's not how that works.
his ass onto the list.
And I said, yo,
no.
I'm gonna hang up on you.
Yeah, don't
And
make
you
Math
did
any
hang up
mad at
I did.
My Black Wrestler of the Week, I'm gonna go with Mother She Boot, Trick Williams.
Trick Willie.
Lemon
Sorry.
peppers.
Them lemon pepper steps. Brother Matthew.
Yo, I got a phone call right before I came on air. And no, pardon me, I'm tripping. I got a text message right before I came on air. And they were like, yo, do me a favor. Can you rep for the good sister from out my hood? And I was like, let me know something. Who you talking about? They said, can you rep for Cali?
I think I got that text too.
I said, of course I can rep for Cali. So
Right.
my man Banks, shout out to Banks. He said rep for Cali Armstrong, so you already know. You seen it on the timeline.
Yes.
If you didn't, Cali Armstrong is your Evolve champion.
Yes.
Shout out to the young queen
Yes.
for doing her thing, and salute. That's my Black Wrestler of the week.
Salute.
I respect it. Yeah, that was dope to see. Real dope to see. Immediate when Mimi, I think you dropped that in the show. Like, oh shit. Cause she was against some opponents, and for them to put that stamp on her is good to see. My Black Wrestler of the week for getting his NXT debut match is Jasper Troy. I don't know. He got 3 chains that he carried to the ring. He put one around his neck, and he got the 2 in his hands. And then he beat the dude. I don't know what. And immediately, Oba said, "Nah, I ain't gonna beat your ass right now, but I'm gonna beat your ass soon, motherfucker." He was like, "Yeah, I'm ready to beat you." I'm a big fan of Jasper Troy. I can only hope that Tyra May Steele, now that she's on the roster as well, can be introduced and get a similar type of push, because she actually may be one of the ones that when she really understands the game, she's gonna be throwing them women around crazy. That's it for this week. Shouts to the chat for rocking with us. We crazy. Peace to fam. Always good to see you and interact with you. Before we get out of here though, Miss Mimi, where can the people find you on them social medias?
You can find me. You see it's on the screen. You can also find me on a Tuesday at 6:35 on the Buckle. The next 2 weeks, I'm not going to be on the Buckle, but the guys are gonna hold it down.
Shut up.
Come true.
Come true. DDM, where can they find you?
You can find me on all social medias at Dapper Dan Midas. I just reignited Secretary Shade.
Yes, I saw that.
On taxes in the tax thrift that's going on. So make sure you check that out. Get you some education.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bro Matthew. All right then. Shout out to Alabama pal. I will say Ron Cena is definitely an honorable mention for Black Rasslin of the Week. No bullshit at all. Peace. I will say I did buy a Ron Cena t-shirt when I saw it.
I did too.
I had to. It said limited event, and I said I got to. I would feel bad if I didn't own the shirt. I'm aware. You'll see when I get, because it said it ain't gonna be here till end of June. So you'll see.
It was he.
He
wasn't there long.
But we knew this.
We knew this.
We knew this, bro. This is your boy Cal at Cal on Twitter, at Black Rasslin on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. BlackRasslin.com is a website, and always Black Rasslin. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, we should be there. Most importantly, YouTube.com/Black Rasslin. Every Thursday night, 8:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're giving you 5 mics of podcast of excellence, wrestling and entertainment, wrestling favorite pod, all the shit I used to say. Patreon.com/Black Rasslin. Pay that 1, pay that 10. Pay the 15, pay the 27, pay whatever you want to pay. Honestly,
11.
pay the limb. I think I gotta finish watching Dark Side of Ring. I'm probably gonna watch the Philly Could Have Been auditions that I think just dropped tonight. We got some shit to watch before all the other shit we gotta watch. That's it for us. Peace of the chat as always. I'm gonna take you off the screen though, because we gotta get out of here. Love rocking with y'all. It's always a pleasure. We'll catch y'all next week. I guess that's gonna be the prep for Money in the Bank. So hopefully Math's got his title at that point. He keeping it in a briefcase like John Moxley. Yeah, I guess that's it. We gotta get the hell out of here. DDM, please.
Take us out.
Take us out.
Isn't it ironic? All you wanted to do is so chronic. But then you forgot when you were down who was around. I can't eat, I can't sleep anymore. Waiting for love to walk.